Hey guys, have you ever been just going along and minding your own business when all of a sudden, out of absolutely nowhere, someone is just so mean to you? They say something so crazy and mean, and it just comes out of the blue, and you're like, what just happened? When I was in 8th grade, I was at art class, and Madeline Garfield walked up to me. Now, I had dyed my hair the night before, but Madeline Garfield walked up to me and she said, "Christine, your hair is the color of poop." And I was so blown away at just the randomness of this comment and the fact that she needed to announce it to the entire class. I didn't know what to say, so I just walked away. I didn't say anything. I was speechless, and I felt bad, and I was like, is my hair the color of poop? And then I probably thought of a good comeback at about 3 a.m., as we all do, as you know. So I want to talk to you about this particular kind of incident. When someone is so incredibly mean to you, seemingly for no particular reason. A lot of times what happens is we get stuck in this endless cycle of meanness when we retaliate with that person, when we say something mean in response, whether it's then or the next day or yo mama or whatever it is. We get stuck in this endless cycle of meanness that just rolls over and over and over. It just goes on forever, doesn't it? Can you think of a time when maybe that's happened to you? But I want to talk to you about what Jesus had to say about that, because Jesus wanted to stop that endless cycle of just the endless cycle of meanness that humans tend to find themselves in. So Jesus talked about something that was really, really radical. Jesus came to bring the upside down kingdom, which means that everything that humans are prone to, Jesus wants us to do the opposite. Seems crazy, but it isn't, and I'll tell you why. So in the Old Testament, there was this law that said, an eye for an eye. Jesus came in mercy, and what he said was, if someone insults you, turn the other cheek. Now, in order to understand why that's significant, because it sounds like, to our modern ears, that sounds like Jesus was saying, if someone abuses you, just let them abuse you more. But that's not at all what it means, at all. So let me tell you about it. Okay, so in the ancient world, what that meant was there was a very specific thing that someone would do when they were superior to another person, when they felt superior to another person. They would backhand them with the right hand like this, and it meant something very specific. It meant, I'm better than you, you're my inferior, like a child or a slave. That's what it meant. And so when Jesus said turn the other cheek, what he meant was meet this person on their own level. Meet this person head on, because then the person can't use the traditional hand that meant the certain thing that meant I am better than you. They are forced to use the other hand, which people in that age didn't use for things. It had a different meaning. It forced the person to come out and be your equal. It forced the person onto a level playing field. So what this means to me is that when someone insults me, instead of retaliating and trying to get back at them and say something mean back, yo mama, your hair looks like poop too. Instead of that, what it means is that, or as I responded, just going into victim mode and being like, why would they say that? No, instead of that, it means you bring the other guy onto your level playing field. You meet him head on. And so what I could have done, looking back on it with Madeline, is I could have said, Madeline, that was not a nice thing to say. Or Madeline, that was very unkind. That's not an unkind response. It's not getting into the cycle of meanness, but it's also letting her know that her behavior was not acceptable. And that's the radical nature of what Jesus was really saying, is that we can call people when they are unkind to us, we can call them on that unkindness in a gentle way. And that's turning the other cheek. We don't have to engage with them, and we don't have to run off and lick our wounds. We can stand up for ourselves and say, that was unkind. Please do not do that. And that's what it means to turn the other cheek. Jesus calls us to radical action in his upside down kingdom. Jesus' words are radical because they get us out of that endless cycle. They get us out of feeling sorry for ourselves, and they teach us to be who we were created to be.